I want to talk about a real first world problem that I've been having to deal with. It's not really a problem at all, but so the YouTube and the Facebook algorithm is either broken or they've just made a decision that they want me to pay attention to and be all into the WNBA. Because for the last couple of years, no matter how many times I put hide or not interested or don't recommend channel, WNBA content always finds its way onto my YouTube wall, like my YouTube feed, or my Facebook wall, like the sponsored and recommended and the reels and all that stuff. They must really, really love them some basketball because they really want me to watch it. Which if the algorithms actually work the way they're supposed to, they would know that not only do I not care even a little bit about the WNBA, I don't care about the NBA. I don't care about professional sports at all. But yet, I still end up having to watch it. Now, I have made the mistake of clicking on some videos that talk about the state of their game, where I learned that they have almost no attendance, where last year the league, the WNBA, lost $40 million. And just to be honest with you, and the reason why I don't think that there's anybody interested in the game, because they're not the best at that game. The men are. And it's not sexist or bigoted to point out that there's no way that they can compete with the men, which is why people are therefore not interested in their league. And if they want to lecture people about it, the first people that should be lectured or held accountable for not attending these games should be all the feminists in the world. So feminists, you should work on them. Try to show them as many promotional videos as possible, get them out to the game, and then maybe we'll talk, or not. But, so how does this have anything to do with pool? Because I believe, in my opinion, what they should do, instead of pushing something that nobody has any interest in, and where women have no parity with men, why not have a look at how professional and high-level female pool players match up against men? And I'm here to tell you that there are women in this world that can beat professional men, and if some of the best players in the world don't bring their A game against these women, then they would lose a match. You have some legitimate, really good, really high-level female pool players that are worth watching. It's not a contrivance. The game is not being nerfed, or they're not being given any type of advantage or preferential treatment. They can play the game well, and I think it's worth watching. When I first started playing pool, this is before, and I first started watching professional pool, this is long before YouTube or in streaming. This was in the early 2000s. Some of the only pool that I got to watch professional players were the women, the WPBA. And I'm here to tell you that Allison Fisher was a legitimate champion, male or female. Her technique, when she was in her prime, her technique was picture perfect. She played really great position. She was a stun draw player, played really simple patterns, really disciplined, really ice cold, great sportsman. She was the total package and was enjoyable to watch. And players like Karen Core and Jeanette Lee, all legitimate players that played pool at a very high level and was worth watching. Now, sadly, I learned later that the WPBA had to pay for their tournaments to be on ESPN, and they finally got into a position where they could no longer fund it, and that's why the WPBA eventually vanished from ESPN. But I'll always remember and appreciate Allison Fisher and Karen Core and Jeanette Lee, from my early exposure to the professional game. The last one I would like to mention, if they really want to, if the media and all these people that have these bottomless, pockets of cash want to support somebody and build somebody up and bring some attention to somebody, they need to look at Savannah Easton. And the reason why I know about Savannah Easton is because she has a really big Facebook presence, like social media presence. So I see a lot of her videos, her matches turn up on my Facebook. And I found out the other day that she's only like 15 years old. And she plays really strong. She's like a 6'30" Fargo. And she's not afraid to match up with the men, which I think is fantastic. She played in the U.S. Open events in Griff's a couple of weeks ago. And, she can hold her own. And I think one day she's going to be a really high-level player. So why not? I don't know why they don't try to support somebody like that. Because all these women that I'm talking about, they're not mouthy. They don't create drama. They're just trying to play their game the best that they can, and I think it's worth supporting. So I'm going to keep plugging away at blocking all that content that I don't want to watch, and hopefully one day that these women will get the recognition that I think that they deserve in the pool world. And if Savannah Easton keeps going the way she's going, maybe she'll just exclusively compete with the men. All right, that's all I've got. Hope y'all have as good a day as I'm having, because it's absolutely beautiful out here.